Welcome, foolish mortals.
Time to be turning around. If only you could.
Cause this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness!
Hey, Henry, what's holding you up? Let's get on with the show. We can't hang around here all day.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
There's no turning back now.
This is the greatest show!
It's coming on the burning lights. With the runaways are running tonight. Impossible comes true. It's taking over you. This is the greatest show.
Now it's time for the WDW Beyond the Gates podcast with your hosts, Michael Hurley and Gary Aruda. That's right. This is the WDW Beyond the Gates podcast, episode number 563, recorded from the Default Leroy Studios in Kent County, Rhode Island, in sunny Southwest Florida. I'm your host, Gary, joined as always by my co-host and my cousin Mike down in Florida. How you doing today, Michael?
Great. Did you get that right number? We're pre-recording, and
I took care of it.
Got this out of order, and Addicted to DVC is going this week, and we're a mess. I got to run half a marathon. Everything's good?
We should be good.
All right, we should be good.
So we're going to be recording last week's episode tomorrow, which is very confusing for us because usually, we're not ahead, and when we are, we still go in order. So this is very out of the norm for us. But this will be coming out in a week and a half or so.
Yeah.
Further down the line than it usually does.
Yeah.
But we're talking about an evergreen topic. It's not super timely. It's food.
It's food.
It's food. So it's not like we need to be super specific about timing. We're not doing a news show. We're talking food parts.
We speaking of pards, we lost in our first match of the spoon bill.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What happened? Sandbagger. You were texting me ahead of time.
Yeah, so we play a sandbagger. And he admits it. He admits that he's a sandbagger. So we get the tee sheets, and we're playing against this kid. He's playing from the Blues.
Yeah.
So on number one, this kid just absolutely just drill. I'm like, oh my God, is this kid gonna be a good player? Hey buddy, how long you been a member? Oh, well, actually, it's my parents are members, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, how old are you? He goes, I just turned 16. He just turned 16. He is absolutely. So great kid. He plays high school golf. He's actually looking at playing at the University of Florida. I mean, this kid is raw. I mean, when I was 16 years old, he's raw. So we got the cold fronts coming through, so it's windy. So let me explain to you the wind on this golf course today.
Okay.
You know where the blue tees are on pretty much all the holes, right?
Yeah.
Number one, and the tips are not that far back from the white tees, maybe 50 yards. And there are times when I will hit driver pitch and wedge when we're downwind. If you play in the afternoon, the wind completely comes off the golf and you're way downwind. I can hit anywhere from pitch and wedge in the afternoon to a hybrid in the morning if the wind's in your face. So this kid hit driver 4-iron into number one.
He bombed it.
Yeah, and he bombed it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He hit driver hybrid into number 2. And this is a kid who said he hits at 3 change.
Yeah. He
hit driver 5-iron into number 7, the long par 5.
Yeah.
And those tees, you know where those tees are? They're right off of 6th green.
Yeah, they're all the way back. Almost in that guy's backyard that you almost
in that guy's backyard. They're a good 100 yards behind the whites. He hit driver 5-iron to the greenside bunker on number 7, and he's hitting a hybrid into number 2, which he said he's
like 300
gap wedge. It was ridiculous.
How about number 9? He must have almost hit the creek.
9, he was down by the creek. He was down by the creek, but he was to the right and he caught the trees. He hit probably a 9-iron. He hit the trees and it came down, and then he stiffed it and ended up still making birdie.
It's a different game, isn't it, Parts?
Well, we battled. I didn't play well, but the holes I had to play well. On number 12, my partner was in the creek and he said, "It's your hole." And I was in the middle of the fairway and then I start sweating. And I hit a 9-iron to about 6 feet. Like I just stared at it and Tiger Woods walked at it. And I did the
You
club
do the club
twirl.
twirl?
It started at that left bunker and came
Yeah.
in. I was like, that's a golf shot. And yeah, you see them like looking back at me. Then on number 15, the number 2 handicapping hole.
Yes.
I hit we're a little down when I hit driver 8-iron to I got about 25 feet. So I'm worried about the 3 putt, right?
Of course, yeah.
I just roll it past, and when I say I SH you now,
Yeah.
I had literally 3 inches.
Yeah.
And I kind of looked at it and they didn't say anything. I'm like, okay. So I marked the ball. I looked at my partner. He just shook his head. He goes, "Are you serious?" Whatever. Like it was so close that even when you're thinking about it, you can't miss this putt.
Right.
Because like when you put your ball mark and take your mark back, like the ball was almost in the hole. That's like I could have like my hand from where the ball was would have went over the hole.
They made you putt it?
Made me putt it. Okay, fine. My partner makes about a 10-footer to have the hole on 16. We're still all even. I'm the only one popping on 17, and I'm duffing it down the fairway. This kid hits driver 9-iron. He hits driver 9-iron. We lose that hole, and I'm like, when you're ending back-to-back par fives with a kid who hits at 320 and it's downwind,
You got no chance.
you got no chance. You're giving shots. Like even if we're popping, if I get one, he's getting 1.5 because of his length. So he's
you almost have to make birdie just to
you got to make birdie. You had to make I told Rob, I said we pretty much have to make birdie net eagle to go to sudden death. I mean, it was just it is what it is, but we battled. This kid was a good player, really nice kid too. I love playing with these kids.
No, he's not the sandbagger. It was his partner.
No, it's and you know what he did, Pards? And this is the thing. This is these little weasels.
So every time his partner had a good hole, he was picking up and taking a double or something.
No, he wasn't. He was playing it out. So
he
was over the green on number 5.
Yeah.
He thinned his chip to the front. So his partner is like no worse making 5.
Right.
This guy's got a chip in for the 7. So he goes, "You want me to pick it up?" He goes, "No, leave it. I'm going to play it. I'm playing it out." And I'm like, "You freaking like you wouldn't notice it because you and I thin balls over the green and a lot of."
So you think he did it on purpose? He's going back and forth. Yeah.
Yes, because there were a couple holes where this kid was 10 feet for par, and this guy's putting for in, and he's
Yeah, but you can't take over a certain amount when you're handicapped.
You can't, but you can take a net double.
Yeah, and he's maxing.
If you're stroking, then you could take a triple.
I see what you're saying.
And he
There's
has
nothing you can do about it either.
The handicap committee can see. I mean, you can see it, and people have said that he'll play in a game, he'll mop up, and then he won't enter his score.
Oh, okay.
And like you got to put the 74 down, or you're not playing with us on Friday. I mean,
yeah.
The sad thing is, I just don't care enough, and that's why I hate the money games because these people they rig them, and then you and I get drummed into them, and we're like, we played pretty freaking good, and we haven't won money in 2 months.
Yeah, these guys that are 14 handicap shooting 76 every other round.
Right, exactly.
That doesn't work. Like you said, you can't go 74, 93. That's not possible.
And the kid even said, he goes, he's just so blatant about it. Like he announced, like he said, never make a putt you don't have to. I don't know. I don't care enough. Like I like playing in these tournaments and trying to compete. And when your partner's in his pocket, you're like, I really got to try to grind because the last thing I want to do is put it on somebody's rooftop like my partner just did.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to score the lowest every time. I don't care. I'd love it if my handicap was 7. I don't want to be 16.
It was so windy that on number 8, I chunked it. I chunked it, and I didn't get I just kind of threw my club up in the air, and it kind of twirled, and then I caught it. It was one of those, like when you hit it bad and you just kind of just throw it up for you to catch it.
It doesn't even leave your hand really, but you just
Yeah,
throw
it's
it
just
away.
kind of like that. And kid looks at me, he goes, "That's pretty good." He goes, "You're right on the fringe." I grabbed my rangefinder. I was literally like a foot off the front of the green, and I hit it so bad. The wind was it was affecting putts. It was brutal out there.
That's tough. Place is windy anyway.
It's windy to begin, but whenever we have cold fronts, that's the problem. It's cold, but whenever we have a cold front, it's because there's a system coming through, so it is windy. It's not like it's 55 sunny and there's no wind. I mean, you're getting 30-mile-an-hour gales.
Yeah.
But
well, now that we know about the sandbaggers, and we certainly aren't those. We're reverse sandbaggers.
We're reverse sandbaggers. Yeah, put me down for a double. When I'm 7 in the
and you're still 140 yards away and you're 7 already.
I told my playing partner, he likes the bus chops. I said, oh man, I'm just playing so bad today. He goes, "How's today any different?" And I like that. I appreciate that. I told him, I said, my cousin's played out here at least 10 times, and he says he still has not gotten over the creek on number 8. I said, we're playing our final match. We're finishing on 8. I said, he whiffs one down and I showed him, I said, down to the palm over there. I said, he hit it about 80 yards. I said, I get up there and I basically whiff it. I said, I topped it. I said, I don't know how you top an 8-iron that's sitting on a tee, but I managed to do it. I said, and I didn't get to the ladies' tee. He turns around, he says, you suck. I said, as he hit his 7-iron, 82 yards. You suck, don't you? Oh, I suck. You haven't made it over the creek in 2 weeks.
Yeah, but that's not my hole.
No. Neither is 4.
4 is not great for me. Well, pretty much 1 through 18 aren't great for me there.
That place is hard, isn't it?
It's a tough golf course. I like 17. I feel pretty good at that hole.
Yeah, you got there in 2.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get on to Topolino's. So you guys...
Oh, I like Topolino's.
You guys stayed at Riviera. You can hear about that on last week's Addicted to DVC podcast. And you went to Topolino's for dinner.
Yeah, we did.
Talk to me about it. You've been there before for dinner, but it's been a while. It's been a couple years, right?
Yeah, 2 years, New Year's Eve. My mother-in-law was in town, and I was able to get a last minute. So I'm like, yeah, let's go up there. That'd be a great New Year's Eve dinner.
And you fell in love with it.
I was blown away. It was amazing. Our server was from Morocco, and the girl that I was talking to on last week's Addicted to DVC, who gave us our care package, she was from Morocco too, and they had actually just recently met.
Oh, okay.
The two of them. He's like, yeah. I said, yeah. I said, the girl downstairs. He's like, yeah, so and so. He's like, I've been working here for a couple years, and we finally met. I'm like, that's crazy. He was a great server. This kid was, I think he may have came from Cali Grill.
Okay.
But he was attentive. He knew the menu. He made recommendations. He was on his game. He was fantastic.
Well, let's talk about the food. What did
you want to go through the menu real quick?
If you'd like me to.
Yeah, because we've had that gnocchi, it's a braised lamb shoulder, exotic mushrooms, lamb juice, kale, carrots.
You've had that before as a starter?
We had that on New Year's.
A couple years
ago. That was fantastic.
Okay.
We had the ricotta, which is ridiculous. Comes with some mini French baguettes, I want to say.
Okay, so it's like a big ball of creamy cheese. It's almost like a cheese dip, but it's
but it's so fresh. It just has that just greasy, wet mozzarella.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we've ever had that pork belly, but what I got this time was I got that tomato bisque.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. Uni tomato bisque says blue crab and sea urchin.
So they bring that in
is that prepared table side?
Yes, it is. The proteins are in the bowl, and then they come with the bisque and pour it over, and it was phenomenal.
I've never had sea urchin before. How was that?
I don't really know. I don't know how to compare it to anything, but
Okay.
what
So you
I like when they prepare it table side is just everything's so fresh and it
Sure.
stays crunchy, and it's not sitting in that blat of soup that's
Well,
was
and you
made the
also
night before.
you're also getting the same amount. Like if they're just ladling it out of a prepared thing of soup, you're not getting the amount of crab or sea urchin in
Right,
there,
exactly. Yeah, it's a
which is nice.
great presentation.
Big
But
size,
what's that?
good size
Yeah,
portion.
yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it was good size. Yeah.
I mean, everything sounds good. The pork belly, fazzoletto, handkerchief pasta, marsala glaze, spring pea soubli with the pork belly on it. That
That
sounds
sounds
good.
phenomenal.
Like you said, that gnocchi. There's a salad, romaine ensalada with pesto bianco, watercress.
I'm sorry, we did get the gnocchi.
Oh, you got it again.
We split the gnocchi. Yep, it's
Okay.
that good. It's that good. It is phenomenal.
Now, I don't like this, but I know my wife would. The heirloom beet salad with goat cheese panna cotta, clementine, castelfranco, and
Yeah,
pistachio brittle. That
yeah.
sounds pretty good.
I'm not a beet fan, but
I'm not either,
I would be
but
willing to give that a try.
I wouldn't order it because I don't know if I'd like it, but if someone
Right.
had it and offered me a bite, I would try a bite. Even the ratatouille fritter sounds good. Eggplant, carrot, summer squash,
Yep.
and it's all like fried and everything. Escargot with savory pate choux, butter, garlic, and lemon parsley. That's like a classic French dish.
Well,
We talked
pate's
about the
liver. Is it chicken liver?
No, pate choux is the pastry. It's
Oh,
not
I'm sorry.
pate. I mispronounced. I was wrong on that. With the pate choux, so it comes in like the pastry, just like remember
Gotcha.
when we had them at the France Pavilion? They had them like that a while
do.
ago.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, is this pretty accurate? The menu? I know they change it often, but is this what I'm
This is
looking?
it. Yep.
Okay. So you split the gnocchi. You got the soup. Did Susie get an appetizer as well, or she didn't want to fill up too much?
Yeah. No, we just split the gnocchi.
What makes that so good? Just the lamb is like tender and
Yeah, the lamb is really good. The sauce is amazing. It's it's so good.
is it like shredded the lamb, or is it big
Yes.
chunks that you?
Nope.
Okay,
It's like shredded. It's kind of like a
nice.
braised
Like a braised beef
short
kind of.
rib. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, it's
sounds
yeah, it
good.
says braised lamb. So, but yeah, it's kind of like a short rib. It's just got great flavor. It's just tender.
Yeah, sounds pretty good. Then these entrees, I was looking at these a few minutes before we started recording, and I
Yeah.
was like, I wouldn't even know what to pick. Everything sounds so good.
Yeah, the problem is like their signature is the filet, but we had just been to Le Cellier the night
Oh, true.
before. And I can do steak both nights, but I was like, yeah, they've got just everything's good there.
Right, but look at the filet. Truffle palm puree, so truffled mashed potatoes, asparagus, which is perfect, chanterelles, which is mushroom with a bordelaise sauce and a filet. That's perfect.
That's it is. It's just what else do you want?
But you know what really piqued my interest? The braised beef cheeks. I've never had that. I've seen that. I heard like beef cheeks are
What
very
are they
tender.
like? Because I that
It's like
wasn't
it's a big piece of meat with a lot of fat, so that's why it's braised and it gets like shredded like a short rib almost. But I heard it's got a different kind of flavor to it. I've never had it, but that's something I'd like to try. Comes with polenta, corn relish, haricot vert, popcorn gremolata, and bagnole jus, whatever that means. Some really good seafood options. Classic sole meuniere with capers, baby squash, cauliflower, and petite potatoes. A branzino, which I'm guessing somebody in your party might have. Oh, Susie likes scallops, so I was thinking branzino would be like a high probability of ordering.
Yeah, well, they say it's a like a sea bass.
Yes. It's with fingerling potatoes, olives, tomato coulis, scallions, and fine herbs.
Mm-hmm.
Sea scallops with a celeriac parsnip puree, charred apple chutney, and winter root vegetables. Just a rigatoni with braised chicken, sugo, broccolini, pancetta, wild mushrooms, and black truffle. That sounds
Now
really
that's
good.
something that your wife would like.
Oh, yeah. This is what probably the beef cheeks would be calling my name, but this bouillabaisse, I think I would have to get this. A provincial fish stew with red snapper, branzino, clam, shrimp, squid, mussels, and a saffron roulis.
Yeah.
Sounds so good.
Yeah.
And then a Savoy cabbage farci. I don't know what that is. It's that's the vegetarian dish because it comes with impossible merguez sausage, vegetable demi-glaze, and chickpeas. That's the only thing on that menu that I wouldn't want. Like if you told me you don't know what you're getting one of these 7 options, I would be happy with any of them. Besides that cabbage.
Okay.
So what did you end up going with?
I went with the branzino.
Okay. I had a feeling that you would.
He said it was skin on, but you can eat the skin, and the skin it added some flavor, and it was good. It was a very meaty fish, exactly the way he said it was going to be.
So I think you remember when we did Hollywood Brown Derby a few years ago?
Is that what you got too?
I think it was branzino. Yeah. And I loved it. It was really good.
It's excellent. It was good. It was really good.
Because once you said about the skin, mine had the skin on it, and it was like crispy, and it was really good.
Yes, it was edible.
Yeah. Did Susie go with the sea scallops or classic?
She did not.
No, okay, because I know she loves scallops.
You want to take another guess? You can keep guessing.
I mean, there's not a ton of options. I'm guessing the bouillabaisse then.
She did not go with that. That was number 2.
Okay.
She had done the rigatoni on New Year's Eve.
So the sole, I'm guessing. I don't think she
the
did the beef cheeks. Yeah.
She did the sole, and he was explaining. He said it's his favorite dish. You know, we asked, "Oh, does it come with skin, or does it come with the bones?" So they cook it whole, then they deskin it, and then they debone it.
Okay.
And he brought this thing out, and this thing looked enormous. A lot of fish dishes are on the smaller side.
Yeah, sometimes.
This thing was absolutely gorgeous. And I said, "You got to give me a taste." It was like in a lemon sauce.
Okay.
And you like how sometimes they overdo it with the lemon?
Mm-hmm.
So she gave me a bite, and I'm not joking. This was the best thing I ever put in my mouth. And I'm talking better than any steak I've ever had, this thing was amazing. It was
Really?
so good that I almost wanted to see if I could order one to go.
Oh, geez, yeah.
And just put it in the refrigerator. And I'm like, $55. That's a lot for a takeout. It was, and then like toward the end, she goes, "You want another try?" I go, "Yeah, this is amazing." Oh my God, it was good. It was so good. Like I want to go up there before they take it off the menu.
Yeah.
Because they said obviously it's all seasonal, whatever's fresh, they shop locally, and whatever veggies they can get. This was off the charts. It was the best thing I've ever eaten in my life. It was amazing.
So meuniere, or however you pronounce that, is the method of cooking, and it's dredged in flour, and then it's cooked in brown butter, usually with parsley and lemon, and then whatever else. So just simple, like you said, simple stuff. But if it's done well and it's a good fresh piece of fish, you can't really beat that.
Have you ever had sole? Kristen said that we actually had it at our wedding. I don't know what you
I don't remember
but
what I had at your wedding. I
oh,
apologize.
the sole was it's just so good. Do you remember ever having sole, or is it something that you're not?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've had it. Filet of sole, I may have. It doesn't sound foreign to me, but I don't remember having it specifically. How was the other stuff that came with it? Like, I would have not ordered that because of what came with it, like squash and cauliflower and stuff.
Yeah, it was all good.
Yeah. Because even between the two fish, I would have picked the branzino as well because of what it came with, the potatoes, the olives, tomato, all that stuff. So you liked yours, but you loved Susie's.
Loved hers. I'd give mine an 8 out of 10. This thing was hands down a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
Amazing. I would probably get that every time I went. That's how good it was.
Oh, wow. That's very high praise. Very high praise.
Oh, it was so good. Now I want to go. Now I want to go. What?
Did Susie feel the same way?
Yeah, she said it was amazing. She loved it. because the capers, it wasn't too salty, like I
Right.
said, with the lemon. Sometimes they squeeze a little too much, and you're like, "All I taste is lemon."
Yeah.
It was perfect. It was perfection.
Any enhancements?
We did not do any enhancements, but, you
Okay.
look at that grilled shrimp. How good does that
Yeah.
look?
Exactly. Even
Sicilian
roasted
South
oysters
American.
is, like, very unique. I don't know if I've ever had roasted oysters.
No, I don't think I have.
I'd be very tempted for that. Yeah, you guys don't like leeks though, so
And the Brussels sprouts sounds amazing
sounds
too,
good
doesn't
too.
it?
Yeah, yeah, good options there for sure. Um, I'm surprised there's no like chicken option though. I guess the rigatoni has chicken in it, but there's like seafood or beef. That's really
Yeah,
it,
pretty much, yeah.
which is fine by me. Those are my two favorite things. But
They actually had their signature when they first opened, and I ended up getting that on New Year's, was they had a just absolute monster bone-in pork chop.
oh, that's right. Okay, I remember you
Dude, I
talking
think
about
it
that.
might have even been, like, called a tomahawk, and it was ridiculous. I mean, again, like, you would never order pork chop
Not my
at
favorite
a
thing. Yeah,
restaurant, and
not my
it was so good.
yeah. So what obviously the food's fantastic. For people who haven't been there, describe what the restaurant's like, because it's beautiful in my opinion.
Yeah, it's beautiful inside. It's quiet.
Mhm.
It's low key. I love the theming with all the pasta and the light fixtures. I like actually when you walk in and check in, they have all the different the wine cellars and all the top shelf. I don't know if
Yes.
it's whiskeys and bourbons, but they really showcase what they have there.
It's pretty, and you have to take the elevator all the way up to the top,
You do. It's on the 10th floor. Yep.
and then when you walk in, it's very welcoming, like you said, with all the wine there. And it's, like, modern and sleek, but it's comfortable. It doesn't feel sterile like some modern places do.
Yeah, like they
Like,
have that nice seating area.
yeah, it's warm, but it's not, like, too homey. I feel like it's a nice atmosphere in there. It's what I think it's what California Grill was
I think you're
7
exactly
or 8
right.
years ago
Yep.
before they went to that stupid prefix meal.
Yep, that prefix, which I'm all set with. Because you know what? I got a problem. I don't like desserts. And a
Right.
lot of times if we do that, we'll just get it to go like we did at Le Cellier. And I think I ended up eating it a week or two ago.
Yeah.
And you don't have that option like I do. You
No.
can't throw it in a refrigerator, have it be refrigerated when you check out, and then throw it in your car and make the drive for an hour and a half.
No,
You have to
exactly.
pretty much eat everything before you get on a flight. Um, so yeah, I don't like those prefix menus.
No, it's okay for, like, the candlelight processional, but I don't like when a restaurant, that's the only option, the only way you can dine there is with the prefix.
Right. And if
Because
you
it
can
is a
throw
great
something out and, like, say, "Can we get 2 apps and skip the desserts," or whatever, but
and I do understand why they did it at California Grill because people were being weasels.
right.
They go up and they'd split an appetizer between 4 people so they could come back and watch the
I think the
fireworks.
problem with everything that they do there is because of weasels.
For the
Wouldn't you
most
agree?
part. Usually if it's something that we don't like, it's because people ruined it for everyone else,
Exactly.
being weasels. But yeah, and it has the outdoor viewing, the
Yep,
terrace,
yep.
which you have access to.
And the terrace is gorgeous. You
It's
you were out
nice.
there
Yeah.
after breakfast. Granted, there was nothing to see, but we hung out there for a little while with
Well,
the
but
kids.
you can during the day, you can see
Yeah, you can see
everything.
a lot. Yeah, you can see everything. You can see Hollywood Studios,
But at
Swandell.
night, it must be magnificent with,
It's really nice.
Hollywood Studios fireworks going off, and then
Yep,
Epcot
and
and
that's
even
what we
Magic
did. We
Kingdom.
watched Hollywood Studios and Epcot.
Yeah, that's nice. Do they pump the music in up there?
They do. Yep, they did.
Oh, that's
Yep, it
nice.
was really
Yeah.
cool. And again, I'm a homer, but I'll go on. I like their fireworks better there than I
From
do.
Topolino, that
Yeah,
Magic
from
Kingdom.
Topolino's. Yeah, Because it's chill and it's not super, super crowded.
I still like the California Grill. Like, looking from up there is nice.
It is. It's special, but it's packed. It's hard to get into.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I hate that it got ruined because they had one of the best. I don't know if they even still have it. I haven't looked in so long, but they had like a sushi appetizer that was so good.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I would go, like I say, just for that. I'm not going to be a weasel and only order that, but I would say, well, let's go there because I want this appetizer, and then we'll get dinner as well at the same time. And I don't know. It's too bad that is prefix because it's a great spot, and that's a nice restaurant too. California Grill's a very pretty restaurant.
It's a beautiful restaurant. Service has always been good the times that we've been there, but it's just it's not on my radar anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Topolino reminds me a lot of it. Just the vibe and the atmosphere of what it was when I went, whatever, 10 years ago.
Yeah, this is definitely a spot that because I think your wife's gonna like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would go there, especially when we stay. Even looking at the kids' meal isn't bad. They have rigatoni, grilled steak, grilled chicken breast.
Typical for any other?
Yeah, $18.50 for the steak.
Usually go to Signatures, do you?
No, not always, but whatever. You're at Disney, you kind of don't worry about price as much. It is expensive though. I mean, it's a Signature, so it's in line with Signatures, but it's a lot. 50 something bucks for an entree, 62 for an entree.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Appetizers are $16 to $20, so it adds up quick. If you get a couple appetizers, a cocktail, a couple entrees, and then kids on top of it, you're $300.
Yeah,
at least. So that's definitely your splurge meal, I would say. No hesitation in going back. Is this something you eat there every time you stay?
Well, we were talking about now that we're going to be staying in one bedrooms with our second contract, we're going to do a lot more cooking, especially for breakfast. But I said we could maybe just hit one Signature on a trip, either Narcoossee's, Citrico's. Yeah, Cali Grill, I have no desire. I would like to get back to Ohana. It's not a Signature, but I haven't been there in years. She has no interest. You have no interest.
No, not particularly. I would go maybe if I'm staying there. If it wasn't such a you-know-what show to get in.
So bad.
Like, if it was just normal, like Whispering Canyon, if you could just make a reservation there, like Whispering Canyon, just go eat and enjoy yourself, the food's fine. It's hit or miss. It's been a couple times it's been really good. A couple times it's been just okay. But just the whole process is such a pain. I don't even want to deal with it over there.
And and that's what the problem is. Like when we were talking about Topolino's for breakfast and it being on the high side. But you know what you're getting good quality food. Like I think my point about that being a pretty good deal is I know what I'm getting at $50 for breakfast. And I know what I'm getting for dinner at $100 with appetizers.
Yeah.
But with Ohana, you don't know what you're getting.
And it's still
$65 a person.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem with that place.
Yep.
If I know what I'm getting, you and I are both going to pay that money. But that's the inconsistency with Ohana is just...
It's a problem.
Rather just do a quick serve, wouldn't you?
And they don't have to improve because it's banged out all year, every day.
That's the thing I don't understand, though. If you don't have to be good, like if you're a chef and your name's on this stuff, don't you want it to be good?
Yeah, but is it even at like that kind of place?
It might not be, but I'm saying like if you're the executive chef at Narcoossee's and the bean counters are saying, you know what, don't go to these local markets. We can get this crap cheaper at Trader Joe's, or we can go. You know what I mean? Like,
but I think that's the difference, though. I think they don't. The Signatures are more of an experience, and like the single credits, which Ohana still is like that's just churn it out. I think there's still a difference, even though some of the Signatures are obviously better than others. I think the quality's still there. Like California Grill, we were just saying it's not for either of us because of the prefix, but I don't think the quality has suffered. Like
No,
from
I
what
think
I've heard, I think the food's still very good.
Excellent.
It's just I don't want to spend all that and be forced to have a dessert I don't want, like you said.
Right.
Or a glass of wine I don't want. Whatever comes, I don't know.
It's so limited. The menu's so limited.
That's the other thing.
You have like
too,
4 things to choose from.
Yeah, it changes the equation. So I'm not saying the food's not good, but it's just not something I want to experience at this point.
I mean, the 2 signatures at Grand Floridian, I think right now are better than California Grill.
It's hard. I haven't been to any of them in so long. It's hard to say. I'm dying to go back to Citrico's.
Citrico's is so sneaky good because everybody loves Narcoossee's.
Yeah.
And I would argue maybe Citrico's is a little better than Narcoossee's.
Yeah. They're just so different, though.
They are.
That's the thing with the signatures, and we've talked about it a lot on this show, is they're just very unique individually. They're not like one another. They're not all steakhouses. They're not all fish.
Right.
They're very different, which is what makes them good. So it's really hard to compare. How do you compare Gico to Narcoossee? They're so different.
Right.
You can't really compare them. The menus are so
about
different.
Gico in about a month, and now you had to bring that up.
See?
Isn't that place amazing?
See, I'm thinking I have like my sister and her husband are going to be there. I say one night we're going to, maybe Sarah and I will just go to Gico. You watch the girls for the night.
They won't eat that garbage, will they?
They might. Yeah, I don't know. I'll trade off. They want to go the next night.
I don't see that.
You know what I mean, though? Say we're going to sneak away to Gico just to.
Is that where you guys are? You guys are staying at Animal Kingdom now? Did you mod it?
Yeah. Yeah, we're at Animal Kingdom for that.
Oh, because originally you were at Saratoga, right?
Yeah, because I wanted to get something on the books.
Oh, okay. I
But
didn't know that
switched
you
it over.
modded it.
Yeah. Anyway, you want to wrap things up here? Any final thoughts on Topolino?
No, it's my favorite restaurant on property. That's
Okay, that's high praise. High praise. It's also the most recent one, so we'll have to talk about that.
And like I told Susie, I said he always gives me crap. I could have stayed at All Star Movies. It's my favorite resort on property.
All Star Movie. You know, All Star Movies is pretty great. The food court might be the best food court on property.
It may be the best quick service on property. It's much better than Art of Animation.
Anyway. All right, we're going to wrap things up here. You know where to find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at WDWBTG. Our Facebook group is WDW Beyond the Gates Podcast Family, WDWBTG.com. Download us wherever you get your podcasting needs met. You can email the show info at WDWBTG.com, Mike at WDWBTG.com, and Gary at WDWBTG.com. And in case I didn't mention, of course, our YouTube page is at WDWBTG as well. Is there anything else that I may not have mentioned?
That's the negative parts.
All right, that's going to do it for episode number 563 of the WDW Beyond the Gates podcast. For my co-host Mike, my name is Gary. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all our company. M-I-C.
See you real soon.
K-E-Y.
Why? Because we like you.
M-